Is Canelo disrespecting Gennady Golovkin? Hey, no, guys, that Mox's punches and nothing. Is Canelo a full-time golfer? I mean, these are some real questions, y'all. And I want to discuss that in this video. So stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. No boxing, no life, or no golf, no life. Now, Canelo Alvarez, it says, to all the people in New York and Jersey, see you at the Icon Series. You're dealing with an icon living, right? And this is some golf tournament or something that he's doing, right? And that's what he's talking about. But it's crazy because he's supposed to be fighting Golovkin in September, and I've literally heard zero about that, right? I've literally heard no press tour, no press conference, haven't seen Golovkin, haven't seen Canelo, like, you know, anything. Now, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but that's 93 days away from the said date, because Canelo said he wants the quote-unquote Mexican dates, so that would be September 17th. As of me recording the video, today is June 16th. So literally, you're giving yourself 2.5, 3 months, and the fight hasn't even really been officially confirmed. You know, and I can prove that in this video if y'all need me to. You know, it shouldn't even go to that. Y'all should at this point trust what I'm saying. And in fact, in the last 30 days, I've looked at my YouTube analytics, and it showed me 50% of the people that watched my content last month subscribed. The other 50% have not. So here's your reminder, subscribe to the channel. And it goes a long way to help others find the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. This, right, I'm showing you, this is all DAZN's page. I do not see anything about Canelo versus Golovkin. They're talking about Jaime Munguia, who's next, the Hall of Famers that just got put into the Hall of Fame, right? They're talking about everything but, you know, there's Munguia's fight. They bit off Boxing Ego with the watch party, right? You know, who came and brought that to boxing. They're talking about this guy, Kenichi. Look, I don't see nothing about Canelo versus Golovkin. Nothing. At all. So, this, you know, I've stated the same thing. At this point, it's just belaboring a point and beating a dead horse. The deal that Canelo got with DAZN, it looks to be totally out of sync and out of whack, and there's no way that you can convince me it's profitable. First of all, is Canelo a boxer right now, or is he a golfer? He got no golfing, no life. He's dressed like a golfer. He just lost his last fight. And you would think, you would honestly think that Canelo, coming off the Bevo loss and how bad the performance was, that Canelo would have to go back to the basics and, you know, realign his focus. But look, every post is about golfing. You know, and I'm not even going to get into it. If you know, you know. I'm not going to, I don't care, the purpose, because I know a lot of the Canelo Chupapi Muñeños, they get defensive no matter what is being said, but the proof is in the pudding, you know? So I'm not going to, if you don't get it, you don't get it. I'm not mad at somebody's hobby or, you know, pastime. Canelo says he likes golfing. That's cool, you know? That's his business. But from my knowledge of this sport that I also respect, that has helped me and saved my life in many ways, I do know boxing is unforgiving. Boxing is brutal. Boxing is grueling. And you ultimately have to have your head on a swivel and make sure managers or promoters aren't taking your money. You got to train, make sure your promoter, you know, doesn't rob you. You got to make sure your opponent doesn't take your head off, work on your defense, work on your offense, etc. And you can't really have one foot out, one foot in. Like when I hear fighters say, oh, I'm thinking about retiring, you know, I just feel like retire, because if you're thinking about retiring and then you got some, you know, young stud that's coming up and he's 22, he's not even thinking about retirement or 401k or investment. He thinking about like brutalizing you to get your name, you know, and to get your scalp on his resume. So to me, I don't really like what this stipulates for Canelo, because he's made a lot of money in the sport of boxing. And I made the bold statement that the Canelo era is over, and he's not doing a great job of proving me wrong. Because look, he got one post about the fight from May 24th, so 3 weeks ago, and then we've heard nothing about it. And then every subsequent post is about him golfing, pretty much, right? I don't really care. I don't really care about Canelo's golf career. I'm here for boxing. My name is Boxing Ego, not Golfing Ego. So I don't really care about all the golf stuff. If that's his, you know, his deal, that's his deal. You know what I mean? But he can miss me with that. And this looks like to be a raw deal with DAZN, because they're paying him all this money. And what are you really getting out of it? He doesn't like overly hype the fight. You haven't done better than his fights on HBO or Showtime and made more profit. He's golfing, and you're paying him, you know, he probably has equity in DAZN bucks and stock and things like that, just like Anthony Joshua just recently got. And in addition to that, he doesn't really have to even promote. And, you know, I'm not going to say he's not training, because I don't know what he does in his personal life, but I can honestly say this, it looks like you're not putting that much focus into the Golovkin fight. You know, where's the promotion? He's talking about, hey, come watch me golf and, you know, unlock tickets. And I don't know. It just makes me question, is his passion still for boxing? Because who knows? Like, even a guy like Golovkin, even though he's 40 and stuff like that, if Canelo is not fully tapped in and coming off a loss, you know, maybe the fight could be, you know, better than people expect. I don't really expect much from the fight because of how Golovkin's looked recently. But at the same time, Canelo's not doing a good job of proving me wrong. When I said he didn't want to fight the Demetrius Boo Boo Andrades, the Jamal Charlos, and the Benavidez, he's not doing a good job of proving me wrong, because all them guys is hungry, bigger than Canelo, some of them younger than Canelo, and his priorities don't seem to be fully on boxing. He's walking around in his pajamas, he's golfing, and, you know, it's like that's not the fighter lifestyle. I've been around several fighters, prominent fighters, champion fighters, and that's not really the getup. You know, walking around in your pajamas. It's funny because I made this comparison before. Marvin Hagler had the great quote about waking up in silk pajamas and all this stuff. And he said that when he said that, I'm sure he was just saying that figuratively, right? Here's the quote. It said, "It's tough to get out of bed to do road work at 5 a.m. when you've been sleeping in silk pajamas." So he's like, you made all this life for yourself and this luxury, so it's hard to get up and do the grunt work, you know, that got you there. And when he said silk pajamas, I think he just basically was looking at ritzy and rich things, you know, luxurious things, and that's probably why he used silk pajamas. But then you got this dude, Canelo, and he literally pulling up to the weigh-ins in silk pajamas, like literally, right? He's literally showing up, and that's how he's coming to the fight. Look, literally in silk pajamas. And I don't know. It just makes me feel like this is definitely, I see why he didn't go after Bivol, because you can't be doing a golf tournament and the guy just beat you up, and then you're doing a golf tournament and you put more energy publicly in that than anything else. You can't fight Benavidez and Charlos off of this Happy Gilmore tournament. That's my thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. You dig, and I'm out.